So a couple weeks back, I watched The Backrooms, and I thought it was a great movie. I've complained about horror being less about the unnerving and scary and instead being a jump scare slop fest a long time ago. And this movie completely flips that perception around, gives it a spank, and delivers a movie that doesn't run on jump scare, but tension, which is what I love so much about horror. This movie was so good that I was walking back and forth theory crafting on what actually happened to Mary in the end instead of studying for my exam. That final shot of Mary's still life was so haunting yet intriguing, and the entire concept of Backroom just intrigues me so much. And this movie just made me realize how talented of a person Kane Parsons really is. And this whole video will just be me glazing him, but dude, I think this glaze is the most warranted out of any glaze there is in the universe. Like, listen. Kane, at 21 years old, has the skill set to write a compelling story and narrative, make photorealistic Blender animations on becoming a household name in internet horror using that skill, direct a movie so good it makes 30 times the budget in its box office release, make horror actually scary, draw as shown as his illustration of Ivan Beck and Puritan scribblings, and last but not least, compose music. Welcome. And get doxxed by the New York Post. All of that at the age of 21. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this guy's barely older than me. Am I wasting my life, or did he get a head start in the womb? I genuinely think this guy's quite possibly the most talented person in our generation, and he's only 21 years old. Ever since I first discovered him from the first Backrooms video he made when he was 16, I knew he was quite talented, and that sentiment kind of grew more as he released more videos about the Backrooms and his other series, but the sheer caliber of what he's capable of was not realized by me fully until the Backrooms Everything Must Go edition. A couple weeks after the movie's release, A24 announced the second director's cut edition, if you will, called Everything Must Go, that'll include 15 minutes extra footage post-credits to be released in theaters. You can call that a cash grab all you want or whatever, but that's not the point of this video. I watched the extended footage and it looked really good, and put into context how, spoiler alert, Warren found himself in the situation he was in at the beginning of the film. But later on, I found out that the entire extra scene was made in 2 weeks after the movie's release. How in the actual fuck? This guy made 15 minutes of footage comprising mostly of 3D animation in Blender in 2 weeks, and supposedly visited Valve HQ to talk about a Portal movie while doing it. I should have taken that Valve though. Could have had a TF2 update by now. I know animation takes a lot of work and effort, that's why the third Spider-Verse hasn't come out for like half a decade, and this guy just does that. Genuinely. I don't even know how he's able to do 15 minutes of it in as little as a fortnight. And he's only 21 years old. Even then, he writes the Backrooms in such a way, like connecting the series with real world events in actual science, that just makes the whole thing feel much more raw and grounded, even with a concept as absurd as the Backrooms. It's just insane, man. So yeah, I guess that's the entire video. Glazing Kane Parsons, the youngest person ever. And in the slightest off chance that you are watching this, Kane, I hope you're not creeped out, but I'm absolutely amazed at what you could do and achieve at such a young age. You're genuinely an inspiration, man. I'm really excited to see how the Backroom story will continue after the movie, so yeah. But yeah, that's it for me. Sorry for disappearing for 2 weeks because I had exams. They went well, I'd say, but bit of a short one to come back to, but I'll see you with a longer one next week, so stick around and thank you for watching.
Welcome to my beat.